Going live, we are live on the screen. Yes, we are live. Welcome to the Liz Skatz channel. Da 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 da.
Here we are.
Fabulous.
We finally got it right.
Yes.
It only taken us like 4 weeks to get that completely right.
Indeed. So welcome.
Keto Bonito
And fabulous fasting
friends.
friends. I always put the fabulous in, don't you? You never do that bit, no. Never mind.
Sorry, you are fabulous.
Yes, you are. I hope you're all safe and well and caring and looking after each other.
Yeah.
Lots of you are in lockdown like us. So we are here to give you some lovely grooviness and positivity to light up your darkness.
Yeah.
So what are we bringing to your table today? Are you excited? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Not as excited as I am, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
We have three subjects for discussion today. So remember, there's a chat window down there somewhere on your right.
Yeah. Say
Have a
hello
chat.
to us.
Say hello, give us a wave.
So we know we're not alone
Yes.
on the internet.
We have 2 viewers, allegedly.
Hello.
Hello, 2 viewers.
We're slightly behind you, or in
Yes,
front
we
of
are.
you.
I
Are
don't
we
know.
behind you or in front of you?
I don't know. We've already done this 30 seconds ago. That's what it is.
Crikey.
So-
I'm all confused now.
Yeah, give us a wave. Click on the like button. Just show us you're here.
Yeah.
And just show us that you're having fun. And any questions, obviously, we will answer them straight away. I'll keep looking over there. I'm not
Yes.
being rude. This is just where the other screen is, and
Where
I can see the questions
are
are
over there.
over there. So the 3 subjects for discussion today are... Here we go. Where are they? First subject. They're much further down the page. First subject, cholesterol. We're going to be talking about one of the next videos that we've got coming out that Liz has already done, which is an in-depth look at cholesterol, all the different kinds. So we're just going to do a brief version of that today.
I don't want to go too much into it tonight, but because it is a bit complicated. And I did kind of simplify it down as well in the video. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a while.
Yeah. So if you have any questions in advance of that, we can put that in the comments in here. We can answer you here, or we can do that in the video when it comes out. That'll be tomorrow, Thursday.
Yeah.
So that's the first subject. The second subject is maintaining weight with keto and fasting. I'm at my target weight now, and so are some of you, I believe. And so we'll talk you through what you need to know based on what we know already. I mean, I've only just reached the target, so I'm still learning, and I'm hovering around within a few pounds of the target weight, slightly under, slightly over, and seems to be working all right at the moment.
Yeah, and I seem to be doing a good job of maintaining the same weight, even though I'm not quite at goal weight yet. So we'll see what we come up with. There's lots of discussion there about things.
Yes, indeed. That's all very exciting. And the third subject is aromatherapy oils for anxiety and seasonal depression. This is Liz's expertise, so she'll give you all the best info about that, and also show you how to get the most effective use from your oil burner. It says, did you bring the oil burner?
Knickers.
You didn't bring the oil burner. I'm sure you can describe it in words. I can hold up my hand like that and pretend to be the oil burner. You do that, yes, while I start.
Excuse me.
I knew
there was something.
I know, it's all very professional. You'll see into the darkness of our hall back there. Yes. So, as usual, we will give you an update after that of all of the things that's happening to us in the Scattergood universe, and share with you our positive phrase of the week. And of course, we will finish off with one of our songs. And this week it will be all about a woman called Gwendolyn Rumbles.
What a fabulous name.
Oh yes, she's my very own sort of Eleanor Rigby-esque character, and she's happy and sad at the same time. No, that's what the song is. So I look forward to sharing that with you. And right,
I'm back.
Timed that perfectly.
Sorry, love.
That's all right.
Just a bit remiss.
Yeah.
We're a bit kind of brain foggy and stuff at the moment.
We are, yeah. A bit seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, very seasonal affective disorder going on this week. I've not had a good week.
No, we'll tell you all about that later, actually, when we get there.
Fair enough.
So, cholesterol.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the basics as a preview of the video to come.
Yes.
Spinning the blood.
Spinning the blood. Yes. Well, that's something that we discovered because we had 2 separate blood tests. I have to have one because I've only got half a thyroid, and so I have to do that, and they include the cholesterol in that as well. And you had one anyway as part of your type 2 diabetes blood checky thing. So we investigated a little bit further and found out that they don't actually put the blood into a centrifuge.
No.
Because it costs us so much money, and because the NHS and also the HSE, who is the health service executive here in Ireland, which is kind of a little bit like the NHS, we found that it's not as accurate a test. So we wanted to find out, is there a way without paying for that test, because you do have to pay for it otherwise.
Maybe I could just run around and round and round really quickly in a circle.
Just spin it round on a bit of string.
And then give blood.
And then give it to them. So we were trying to figure out how that works. And I found out this amazing video. Can't remember who did it now. That's a bit remiss of me. I should remember.
We'll put it in the comments below.
We'll put it in the comments or the description below. By an Australian guy who was absolutely amazing, and he has come up with this protocol called the Feldman protocol. And
was it Marty Feldman?
No, sadly not Marty. That's how I remember it though. I remember it because it is Marty Feldman. It's not Marty Feldman, but it's the Feldman protocol. And what happens is you do triglycerides, and you take your HDL and you divide the HDL by your triglycerides, and then you come up with a number. And if your number is below 0.8, then you're okay, and if you're above 1.8, then it's time to start thinking about different options. And this is how because I was thinking, oh my god, my LDL cholesterol is really high at the moment, because when you're on keto it does tend to go up. And the reason for that is that you have less LDL receptors in your liver, and you're just towards the beginning of it, you're actually ingesting more fats. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go in straight to the arteries. There's more to it than that. So
you tend to be eating more eggs and more cream and more things that would normally
fatty fish and things like that. So there's an awful lot going on. So it became sort of really important for me to find out what on earth is going on. And as soon as I found out that actually the cholesterol tests aren't as accurate in describing the bad cholesterol. LDL is always described as bad cholesterol, but not all LDL is bad cholesterol. So it was quite an interesting research project, and took me ages to work it all out and figure out how to do it. And
it's more important for people who are on keto, who are on a ketogenic diet. To know about this test, because people who are on a high carb diet, if you've got high LDL, then the chances are you do need some medical attention.
Maybe, I mean, you
would have high triglycerides as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on what kind of lifestyle you're leading. Obviously, if you're kind of plant-based, then you're going to have less likely to have high LDL cholesterol. But if you are eating, a lot of junk food and a lot of processed food, and you're also high carbohydrate diet with a lot of glucose, broken down foods into glucose, the chances are you are going to eventually need some medical attention, like Skatz just said. So.
But if you're on the typical Western sort of style diet,
which is way too many carbohydrates,
so too much processed food as well.
Scary carbohydrates.
The wrong kind of oils.
And so I mean, we've done omega-3s and omega-6s. Omega-6 actually increases the chance that your LDL will oxidize, which is what the scary stuff is. Oxidized LDL, which is so look out for that video. That's coming out tomorrow. So just a little old me on my hands.
So I've got here not margarine. You were talking about margarine. The wrong kind of stuff.
There does seem to be a sort of a movement on the telly sometimes about using various sorts of margarine that we can't really mention whilst we're on air, that actually lower cholesterol. Now, the idea about that is is fine. You know, if you want to go for low fat, then that's your prerogative, but we choose not to, because we know other things about low fat and high sugar diet, which is basically what the Western diet is to all intents and purposes. But having this margarine in particular, any kind of margarine, I don't care whether it says it can lower your cholesterol or not, any margarine is so close in its molecular structure to plastic. Please don't eat it. You're worth so much more than that. And if you just, you know, half your quantities down, you can have butter. You know, and so that's a very small price to pay.
Or do keto and you can have 10 times
as much butter as you like. You can just smother yourself in it.
Indeed.
And be like a cat all day. So,
that's enough for cholesterol about now, I think, for today. Because
watch the video.
Yeah, watch the
Coming
video.
out tomorrow.
And give us a wave. Nobody's given us a wave on the chat yet.
Yeah.
We don't know you're here, apart from there's
hi.
a number that says there are people watching.
Have you got a question?
Yeah,
We'd love to hear from you. Go on, ask us a question.
Go on.
You know you want to.
In the meantime, we'll talk about maintaining weight.
Yeah.
So, with keto and fasting, because, you know, keto and fasting isn't just for weight loss. This is a lifestyle. It's for our health, and that's why we're doing it.
Well, that's what we're
doing
chosen
it forever.
to do, yeah.
And we think it's a very good idea based on the research we've done and the fact that it's making us feel brilliant.
Yeah.
And actually, at this time of year, we said before, we've got seasonal affective disorder. Well, I don't feel it quite as bad this year, I'm sure. I'm a bit clearer of head. I think today my tiredness is more about the fact that I kept on waking up during the night and checking the news to see. But we're not going to mention the election at all and all go into that. But anyway, that's
what we were doing.
Yeah, just every now and then. And of course, that's the wrong kind of light. We talked about this last week in that video. Anyway, so
maintaining.
So instead of aiming for goals now, it's more of a delicate balance of staying in the same weight zone and focusing on health, and it's a bit of a change of gear, which I didn't kind of expect, because I hit my target weight in the middle of the 4-day fast, and it all happened very suddenly, and I was suddenly in this place where I thought, oh no, I haven't really thought about how I'm going to do this. Made any kind of plan.
We kind of talked about it a few months ago, but of course that was too soon, and I don't think we knew enough about what happens when you get to your goal weight, really, did we, in order to be able to make that an enlightened decision, really. So and of course we were still going, well, you were just going down in weight, whereas I was just going up and down like my usual.
Bit of a yo-yo. There's been if you took the long view, then you've been going slowly down. But I dropped down a few times, and I did have a few little blips. But generally speaking, it's been a good drop down that I've taken. That whole 70 pounds came off in if you. Well, from January the 1st, really, but we didn't really start doing the diet properly until May, really, did we? Yeah,
we started. I started fasting I think it was May the 13th and 14th were my first days of intermittent fasting, and then for me this is, and I actually started doing the keto diet. I actually started that on the 1st of June. So that's how I remember it, because it was the first day.
So it's kind of 5 months now.
Yeah.
That we've definitely been on this regime.
Yeah. So we're
very
very comfortable in it now, aren't we?
You've done like 40 pounds in 5 months.
Me.
Yeah. It's like nearly 10. You know.
I'm 38 pounds down.
Okay.
Yeah. I did go down to 40 pounds, but then I've gone back up again. But it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not.
These are the kind of conversations we have all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if it sounds boring to you. We just keep talking about how have we done today, and how many pounds we've gone up, how many pounds we've gone down.
So the idea about maintaining,
it's been the story of our life, isn't it?
But I mean, the idea about maintaining is that we initially started talking about things like, will we be able to eat bread again, or are we going to eat fruit again, or more fruit, I should say. We do eat some fruit. We eat berries usually because they're the lightest in the carbohydrate department. But the nice thing about the maintenance is that I think we found now a kind of a nice equilibrium where I could just do these 2 meals a day and occasionally do 1 meal a day and then do a prolonged fast, and I think everything will be okay. But we'll just have to see. We'll keep you posted anyway how it's going.
The last few days I've kind of got into a routine of eating after we've been out for a walk, and sometimes we don't get in until 2 o'clock or 2:30, which means that it's a really long fast. It's 21 or 22 hours sometimes by the time I have that food. And so I'll have some pieces of cheese, different kinds of cheese, and some chorizo and some jalapenos and I don't know, just little bits of snacky things. Or I'll have an omelette with cheese.
Yeah.
And that's just a little meal, or maybe some fish. And then in the evening it's the big meal. And I've been doing that regularly, or just doing the one main meal and forgetting about the snacks. If my weight's crept up more than a pound over my target weight. So, and that's where I am at the moment. I'm thinking 147 pounds is my target weight, which is about 66.5 kilos. And I've gone up to about 147.8. So tomorrow is just going to be a nomad. And it's very easy to do. We've been doing it for a while.
Keto makes it quite easy to actually fast for longer. I mean, if you'd have told me back at the beginning of March that I was going to be doing 4-day fasts and things like that, and only having 1 meal a day, I'd have laughed my head off. But actually, it is feasible quite a lot of the time, and I'm finding it more and more pleasing. I did have an issue with hunger, but I think my issue with hunger was more psychological than physical. Because I would be thinking about eating at a certain time of day and that sort of thing. So,
so what if you put weight on? These are the questions that come up. And this is one of the good reasons why you should keep a journal, keep a diary. About how it's going. I've stopped keeping a journal, and I've stopped looking at my macros as well, because I'm so used to the sort of quantities of food that I eat, and I've got kind of quite a regular diet. There's only certain kinds of meats that we buy at the butcher, and certain vegetables that we eat a lot of the time. And I'm not bored with it either. We vary the vegetables quite a lot. So
we tend to not just have 1 or 2 vegetables. We'll have like 3 or 4 different types of vegetables in one meal, so that kind of keeps everything mixed up and nice, and it gives us a variety of flavours and tastes, and also macronutrients as well, which is really important to keep up the macronutrients. So the variety, everybody knows that a good variety of food is really good for you anyway, so that's good.
So the questions that come up are what if you put weight on? How do you feel about that? And what about muscle mass? If you go, I've started doing weight training a little bit. I've got a couple of weights over there, which I think 3 pounds or 3 kilos, 3 kilos, and they're enough for me to do some strength training. But I do that while I'm editing the videos, while I'm watching one of them back. If it's a 20-minute video, that gives me 20 minutes while I'm doing this. Different ones over the head, and I've got kind of a sequence that I go through. And that's very good. It means I'm doing it without thinking about it, and that's a good way, I think, to do like an exercise regime. You just slot it in to a nice place in your day when you wouldn't normally be doing anything else but picking up your phone and hunching over your back and getting in pain, and then not being quite ready to start up again when the video is ready to go. So, or whatever it is that you're doing. Find your little slot where you've got 2 seconds or 3 seconds just to do something, and do a yoga pose or some weights or something. That's a good way of fitting it in. It is. We wandered off the topic there, but the idea is, what about the muscle mass? Because you put weight on, and are you worried about taking your ideal weight, your target weight up a bit? Because let's face it, I mean, if this is my target weight, I feel and look fairly good at the moment, but if I put on some muscle, I'm going to look more toned. Do I want to lose that weight again or not? So it's worth thinking about this before you go into doing maintenance. Are you going to allow your weight, can I put on half a stone and still look really good. In fact, look really good with muscles, and that'll be all right. So I just change my target, or do I lose more weight beyond my target and then come back up to my target and look buff? So
let me get this. He doesn't want to look ripped. He's not doing.
No, I don't want to look completely ripped. But
you'd like to just be a little bit stronger in the arms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really handy for when even just going to the shops and buying that massive bag of dog food. That when I used to carry that, it gives me a pain in the back because it makes me go over a bit. But now, having done some weights and I'm feeling a bit more toned, and I do the plank every day. And some other yoga exercises, I'm not so bad lifting up these objects, and I don't feel, and I can stretch back out and sort my back out a lot better than I used to. So I would advise everybody to do these yoga exercises and a little bit of weights just to tone up the muscles so you can hold yourself up better. You feel so much better.
I feel a video coming on.
Yeah. I think there's going to be some definite
I need
fitness for lazy people who are getting old.
I need to flex my yoga muscles, I think, and do a yoga video. I think, definitely.
Yeah. You should do the professional one, and I should do the making it up based on the little that I know of yoga, and see what's right. I've been watching Dr. Sten Ekberg, and he had a set of exercises which were really, really good. He's an Olympic decathlete, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to repeat some of the exercises that he does and find some others from other people as well, and pick up on those, because they guard against you doing the wrong things, and they're especially for people who haven't done much exercise before. That's really important, because if you suddenly go and try and do some of the yoga that you see people doing on screen, and they're people who've been teaching it and doing it for years and years and years, their muscles that they need to stop you hurting other muscles are already well developed, and you could hurt yourself if you're not already in that position.
So perhaps
especially some of those pull-ups that you do.
Yeah, that's not yoga anyway. But,
this is
yoga.
No. Anyway, so yeah, and so there's things like what's your ceiling weight? What's your no, I've gone above my that's not the weight I want to get to.
Mine at the moment is 150 and pounds, and unfortunately,
no, it's 160, isn't it?
No, mine is 150, but
I'm currently
over
you're above that now. Yeah, you've not got down to it yet.
I've not got down to 150 yet. No, my I need to lose weight is 150, and I'm 157, 158 at the moment. So,
but at the moment you've got an weight of about 160. You don't want to get above that. This is at the point when you've been kind of maintaining on that.
Yeah,
and just going down slowly.
But I've been around this weight now for about 5 weeks, so I'm really starting to get a bit peed off with it, to be honest with you. So I'm doing. That's why next week we're doing a fast, and of course, if you do end up, putting a little bit of weight on, then doing a prolonged fast every month is actually quite helpful as well, and also for all of the right reasons too, because of autophagy and the ketones.
So yes. And that leads us nicely to there's the importance of being realistic and not being too hard on yourself. Yeah. As we've said, Liz has stayed around this weight, and it's been very frustrating, and she's wanted to get down to the ideal, and I'm there, which could be a support for Liz, but it could also be, looking at me and I've already got there. It could be something that might make you think, oh, for goodness sake, why can't I do that?
I know in my head that women lose weight very, very differently to men, because we have hormonal cycles that are more fluctuated than men's hormonal cycles, and in fact, since I've been doing the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting, my menstrual cycle has actually kicked back in. I was what they called perimenopausal before I started this, and now I am back to everything is exactly 28 days again. So that's the hormones have balanced. And this is another video I want to do as well. I want to do hormones.
Yes, the menopause. I was talking to somebody else today who said this is renowned. Keto is renowned for being good for the menopause, and I have a friend back in England with whom I used to work, who's already gone through her menopause and on keto, and she said it was just amazing because as she went into the menopause, she wasn't on keto. I think this is how it happened, and it was terrible for her. But the minute she got into ketosis, it all started to go smoothly and work itself out and balance itself, and that's nice to know. Is anybody else watching this that has had that experience? Then please tell us about it.
Are you going through menopause and you want some help? Because we can help you if you want, to start doing keto or low carb diet or fasting or anything like that too.
Yes, so, we are the helpers. We are.
That's why we're here, my darlings.
Indeed.
That's why we're here. We just want to pass on what we know and our experiences to you guys. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, 1 or 2 meals a day. That's one of the questions. I keep going onto OMAD. When I need to just drop down a little bit, or we do a big fast like we're doing next week.
Yeah.
And I'm finding it relatively easy to hang around the same spot. I'm still weighing myself every day, and I think I probably will for the rest of my life. I just like to see the graph, and now the graph is, instead of going down a lot and then up a little bit, then down a lot, it's been like the Astroglide at the fairgrounds. It's been like that. But now it's just going to hopefully stay in a nice glide. And as we glide towards Christmas, this is my first Christmas on keto and fasting, and the big challenge.
I think we need to talk about that at some point over the next couple of weeks as well. What are we going to do for Christmas?
Christmas foods. How are we going to celebrate and have special foods and feast? We'll have a different way of feasting.
Yeah,
how are you going to feast at Christmas? Are you going to stay on keto, or are you just going to drop out and go, sod it for a couple of weeks? I'll just eat sugar and ruin everything. Yeah. Yes, what do you think about that? And yes, and will we go over the 20 grams of carbs? Will you do that? Or will you go up to the...
No, probably.
We're going to be doing a video about low carb versus keto, and this is the levels of, up to 20 grams or up to 50 grams or up to 100 grams of carbs, or the usual sort of 200 to 400 grams that a lot of people eat. So, yeah, where do you go? Do you go... And because my insulin resistance... I might be more insulin resistant now. No, less insulin. I'm insulin sensitive. So,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. So, will I be able to go on to eating more carbs, or will I just become insulin resistant again? So, and how long do I have to stay on it before I'm fixed completely? Is that possible?
Generally, the feeling is that to get over your insulin resistance completely, it can take quite some time. And when I say quite some time, I mean over a year, 18 months for some people. And it does actually depend on how many carbs you used to eat and how much you used to kind of abuse your poor old pancreas in the first place. You have to remember that to actually heal your pancreas and to get it back to optimum level, it's going to take some time. The damage that we've done to ourselves eating so many carbohydrates has taken many, many decades. And so that's what we have to remember. You can't fix everything just like that. It doesn't work that way.
So, we're still going to fast.
Yeah.
We're going to still do intermittent and prolonged fasting. And so we'll talk about that over the next few weeks as we fast next week.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, essential oils.
Essential oils.
Let's talk about this lovely oil thing.
Last week we were talking about seasonal affective disorder and depression, and not only in Ireland, where we're currently in full-on lockdown, apart from schools and construction, I think, and the UK are doing very much the same thing starting tomorrow. So, and a lot of Europe are doing exactly the same thing, and when I first heard that we were going back in lockdown, I was like, oh my God, not again. I've been suffering with a bit of depression anyway over the years, and aromatherapy has actually been really, really helpful. And one of the ways that you can use aromatherapy or essential oils is that you can get one of these little beauties, which is a little oil burner Can you see that?
That's a gorgeous one.
This is gorgeous. This was made by my fabulous friend Anya, who is a ceramicist, and it's just absolutely beautiful. This thing, she made it especially for me, commissioned it for me, and so you just stick a tea light in the bottom there. Actually, it's best if it goes in the top, and then you obviously light the tea light. And this is the well in the top. Not all of them are loose like this, but some of them are come and they're already attached. So make sure if you're going to buy one of these, this is an oil burner, that you get one with a nice deep well, and then you fill that up to just close to the top. You know, obviously you don't want it going over the edge. And then you light it
with water.
With water, sorry, yes, not with essential oil. Please don't put all essential oils in there because your house will set on fire. And then you can grab some of your essential oil and you put 6 drops, a maximum of 6 drops in there. That's all that you need. Do not put any more in that lot of water, because that will be too much. And we have a really big living room, probably twice the size of the one that we had in the UK. And I still think that 6 drops is enough. Now,
that's 6 drops of just one of them, or
you can have 3 drops of one and 3 drops of another, or you can have 3 different oils and do 2 drops of each. My suggestion for essential oils for depression and seasonal affective disorder are the top ones, the top note, which is the light and fluffy ones that will actually disappear quite quickly, which is why I say don't keep topping them up, because otherwise you will overdo it. But the top notes are anything citrus. So
I like them. Really
lemons,
fresh.
Lemons, mandarins, grapefruit is one of the best ones for depression, antidepressant and stress. Lemon, lime, all of those ones. So find the one that you like, find a good supplier. I will put the email, and not the emails, I'll put the web link of 2 of my favourite suppliers in the description for you, so that you can go and hunt them out yourself. They deliver worldwide, both of these companies, and I recommend them highly.
And you recommend them because they have the right concentrations, don't they? They're professionally made and distilled.
I recommend I recommend these 2 because they will, as a clinical aromatherapist, which is what I am, they will actually send me the chemical components for each batch that they've done, and that's what you really should be asking each one of your suppliers. If they won't give you the chemical components for each of your oils, if they say, oh, we can't do it, it's too difficult, then just walk away. But these 2, if you say to them, can I have the chemical components for this particular batch, they will send them to you. And that's the mark of a really good supplier. Penny Price, who is one of them, she actually is where I trained and did my aromatherapy training as a clinical aromatherapist and Indian headmaster and reflexology. But also I like Oils for Life as well, because they're a fantastic, like, mum and pop little lovely group, and they both try and find oils that are organically grown as well, and they're small suppliers as well, which is fantastic. They're not like some giant industrial thing with combine harvesters and stuff. They still harvest by picking themselves. So that was the citrus oils. Now, another oil that I find really, really helpful is called a petit grain. Petit grain. I have some actually here. I absolutely love it. That is really, really nice. Very kind of green, leafy, foliagey smell.
It's nature in a bottle.
Nature in a bottle. So this is actually fantastic. Again, it actually comes from the leaves from the bitter orange tree. So you can have bitter orange and you can have some of this as well. So that's a really good one. Very good for stress, very good for depression. Another one that I do is for stress and anxiety. I know a lot of you find that, you know, being in lockdown is very, very stressful. I am a very kind of anxious, stressy person. One of the best oils you can get is petit grain, and the next one you can get is neroli.
No.
Now neroli, I haven't got any with me at the moment because it's so precious, it's locked away. It is quite expensive, but you can actually buy some that's already been diluted in some oil. So you can find 5 and 10% dilutions of neroli. That's absolutely great. You can get neroli. Rose is fantastic as well. Really, really good. Actually, rose is as versatile as lavender essential oil. Unfortunately, it's 50,000 times more expensive. And especially at the moment, because of the war in Syria, which is where they used to grow all of the rose, now they've had to move all of the rose growing to Bulgaria. So it's taken some time, and now the price has gone back down again a little, so it's much nicer. Jasmine is also a lovely one, very good for if you just need to mellow out. Lavender, of course, is perfect, but please make sure that if you're wanting to chill out, that you only use 1 or 2 drops of lavender, because if you use any more than that, then it has the opposite effect and it actually livens you up.
Yes.
If you want to clear the brain fog, then use rosemary. And if you want to also clear the brain fog as well, and if you're studying, rosemary and basil together, very, very good, very helpful and very uplifting. If you're going on a long car drive, not many of us doing that right now, very handy to have those 2 blowing in the car, because they really do help you stay perky and awake.
Or if you're cooking some Italian food, basil. Very nice.
Yeah, please don't put...
Not the oils. No, don't do that. The actual leaves, I mean.
Yes, please do not ingest any essential oils.
Yes.
Rule number 1.
There are a lot of people who say, oh yes, you can. These ones are for ingestion. No.
Please don't.
Even I know that, and I'm not professional.
There is no such thing as food grade essential oils. Please do not put them in your mouth, and please do not give them to your children.
No matter what the FDA in America says.
Please just don't. It's so scary. I am a clinical aromatherapist. I am like level 6 or 7 in my education, and I am not allowed to give people essential oils to ingest. I'm not allowed. The next level up, which is level 8, which I think is degree or one up from degree standard, then you are allowed to do that. That's called an aromatologist. If you do want to ingest essential oils, go and find an aromatologist. There are none in Ireland.
You nearly went for the qualification, didn't you? Because they said when she got her almost 100% grade, because she's amazing, that she should become an aromatologist.
I know. Didn't do it.
Monday.
We left the UK and came here.
We did, yes.
And they don't do aromatology courses here.
No, they do. They do danceology and fiddly-dee-ology.
You can actually get your clinical aromatherapy degree here if you want to. So you can actually go. There's a company called Obus as well in Ireland, so they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
That time for a song.
Is it? Well, no. We said we'd do the regular update.
Oh gosh. Okay.
We've just been
we've
talking
about
quite
a bit of our regular update, really.
We've been struggling with the seasons, and
yeah, I've had a really rough time this week. I've not enjoyed it at all. It seems like I'm all bright and bubbly and all that sort of thing, but I save it all up for Wednesdays. I really do. Yeah, not enjoying lockdown at all at the moment, and everything is a little bit of a struggle. So I'm not afraid to admit that, and it's just part of my life right now. And
so send us your love, and we'll send you love back.
We just and I have to admit that talking to everybody on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube is really cheering me up. So yeah, it's lovely to hear from everybody. I just miss social interaction, I really do.
And our happy quote for the week is really appropriate. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
We've been saying that a lot recently.
We have, yeah.
I remember, especially appropriate right now.
Yeah.
On election day.
I remember. What was I going to say? I was going to say something really profound then, and I've completely it's gone.
Never mind. We'll put it in the comments below.
No. Oh, I can remember years ago when I used to get these depressive episodes, and I just used to think, that's it, I'm going to be here forever. And I know now that, I think it's just experience, but I know now that that's not the case at all. And I've just got to learn what it's all about and move forward and things. So, yeah.
Yeah. We are going to start off a new playlist soon. Excuse me, my throat's going. This new playlist is going to be all about quotations and positive affirmations to try and help you through the day.
Yeah.
And it may turn into actually a completely new channel, which will be just dedicated to quotations, because I feel like doing it. It's been really, really helpful to me.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a pet project for me, I think, and collecting all of these quotations. Some of those books that you can see behind me, I think are, quotes of the day and quotes of the year and things like that. And
I've bought you little ones for Christmas and stuff over the years.
Yeah. So finally they'll get used properly, I think, rather than just being in the bathroom and reading one a day or something like that.
Of course, I do meditation and mindfulness and things like that, and I use affirmations when I'm teaching the kids in schools, and also for the drug and rehabilitation centres that I work in as well. I use a lot of affirmations with them as well.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be one of the next videos that I will bring out, I think. And so everything from song lyrics to Shakespeare, from heroes and philosophers. There's going to be something for everyone on there. So and that will hopefully help you through the day like it helps me.
Check that out.
So look out for that. And yes, we're going to do the song in a minute. But just before we do, just a reminder. Bing! www.patreon.com/Liz Skatz channel. There it is, just over there. And you probably know about this already if you've been watching our videos. We've been talking about it at the end of the video all the time. But this is just a way of giving you something extra and you supporting us by donating, and it's just a regular small amount every week, or you can make it a huge amount every month rather.
There's 4 tiers altogether.
Yes, not these tiers.
I know.
You don't have those.
Starting at €5 a month, and going all the way up to €100 a month. So, and it depends what you choose, but we've got merchandise discounts, we've got emails coming to you every month. You can even have us write a song for you and send it to you. We can have one-to-one chats, and we can do weight loss plans, and oh my goodness, there's so much yoga and meditation classes and all that kind of thing. Yep,
so that address is going to be below.
Yeah.
And we might even send you a picture of me before I was looking at that. Look at the difference there. Yeah. It's not just the hair. Everything's different now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it's all gone. It's all gone from here. Anyway, I had to show you that one because it's just happens to be sitting on my screen. Anyway, and so yes, the affiliate links as well. We've got affiliate links in the description, the video description below, which you probably know all about. The equipment that we use, you can buy it too. If you want to buy it, if you go through the link to buy it that way, then you might even get a discount, and also we get a little bit of commission. Yeah, but without you paying any more.
You won't pay any more money. It's just a different way of you doing it, and it's just because you like the stuff that we do, or the things that we wear when we're out walking, or you want to buy a microphone like this, or our computers,
or an iMac. Yes, go and buy an iMac. We'll get a bit more commission for that. But if you get one for Christmas, seriously, go through that. Go through that link.
Absolutely.
And and let's see, and also don't forget, subscribe, and click on the bell. Yes, don't forget.
He always surprises me with that every week, so I have to find the bells.
I should just. Oh, noisy.
Sorry,
right.
I'm always very noisy with my bongers.
Right,
yeah,
so
make sure you turn the mic down.
I'm going to turn the mic down, yes, because when we start singing, it all gets a bit louder.
We get very loud.
I'll just turn it down a little bit.
Slightly quieter.
There we go. Now I'll just shout a bit louder for now until we get into the song. I'll tell you a tiny little bit about this song. Here's a little introduction. Gwendolyn Rumbles is the name of the song, and it was on my first ever solo album. I'd done lots of albums with bands before this, and finally I thought I'd better do all of the songs that I'd written for myself and put them out. And anyway, this was nearly 20 years ago now when I started recording it. It's all about when I used to work in a call centre. To cut a very long story short, because I used to tell this one on stage all the time, and it used to take 10 minutes, and I always ended up with a 20-minute set. I'd sing 2 songs and then talk for 15 minutes. So I won't do that right now. To cut a long story short, I used to work in a call centre, and to ease the boredom and the tedium of that job, because it got bad, and I got really bad seasonal affective disorder sitting in this building where the windows were blacked out and it was all artificial light all day, every day. So to ease those symptoms, I used to do something which was probably actually illegal. It's against data protection rules, which was I used to collect people's names and addresses. But I didn't do anything illegal with them. I just used to cut them out and put them in a little envelope. Not just everybody's addresses, but just the ones who had silly names and silly addresses. And I wrote a song or two about one or two of them, and I used to imagine what they were like and where, why the street was called what it was called. And anyway, so this is my sort of song. I imagined this woman who it was an electricity company that I was working for, and I asked her to get an electricity meter reading for me, and she said, "I don't do that, I'm 73, And so I worked out from that people, especially older women, stop telling you their age after a certain time in their life, and then they start telling you their age when they start getting to a later time. And I worked out 70. That's when people start telling you their age, and once they get to 80, they tell you their age whether you've asked them or not, all the time. Because let's face it, once you get to that age, well, you can do anything you want. You can, you can
Wear
just
purple
become
and orange together.
You can become an exhibitionist, and do what you want.
Just to add to this story, when I first met Skatz again was at the Musician Pub in Leicester, and I walked into the pub and he was up on stage with the fabulous Neil Seagrott, and they were laughing their heads off. They'd had a couple of drinks, I feel, and they were trying to perform this song.
And forgetting all the words.
Very, very funny.
And we had to get the audience to tell us the lyrics to my own song.
It was very funny.
So here it is, Gwendolyn Rumbles. In a haze of stale odours from forgotten underwear, Gwendolyn rumbles, fumbles along. Former proud country girl, a life of tea party whirl, stumbles through city streets searching for home. Home, home, home. Twice every evening phones customer services, tells them how old she is, sings them a song. In younger days strident, a force to be reckoned with, trusts only death as a certainty now. And it's all, listen to me now, I'm 73, her battle cry from behind bedsit door. She remembers with clarity childhood and infantry letters her lover sent home from the war. But with so many stories to tell, nobody's ringing her bell anymore. In a coat made of buffalo, facing her Alamo, Gwendolyn rumbles, charges the crowd. In younger days strident, a force to be reckoned with again, trusts only death as a certainty now. Now, 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 now. Up every morning to birdsong alarm clock, no time to waste now, she mumbles out loud. No time to waste now, and no one to waste it with. Tries to get by, but no one told her how. And it's all, listen to me now, I'm 73, her battle cry from behind bedsit door. She remembers with clarity childhood and infantry letters her lover sent home from the war. But with so many stories to tell, nobody's ringing her bell
mandolin.
Yes.
I feel quite sorry for her, really.
Wonder where she is now. Well, if she was 73 back then and it was 20 years ago, well, I hope she's still with us.
Yeah.
I really hope she is, and still has her full faculties, because she sounded a little bit fierce then. I imagined her as some kind of school mistress, and I probably wouldn't want to meet her down a dark alley. There was a scariness to her.
Strong, confident woman.
Yes. Strident. I like that was a word that described her perfectly, so I put it in the song. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this lovely little live stream. We will be back next week at the same time, 8 o'clock GMT, and I will be doing a much more shortened, edited version of this video. And in fact, there will be 2 videos. One will be what we talked about, and in a concise way, and the other bit will be the song on its own, and we'll put those in the 2 separate playlists, one in the Keto and Fasting and the other in the Liz Skatz songs, so you can listen to them individually if you want, without having to take this big long live stream video and having to find the bits that you need. So hopefully that's helpful to you as well. And
next week we will actually be just finishing a 72-hour fast, so we'll tell you all about that. We're not going to do videos for this time. We did videos for the last 2 consecutive prolonged fasts, so we don't really feel like we want to do another one, but we will be if you've got any questions about that, then please ask us in the comments below, and we can forward them on to next week. We'll be telling you about the new videos that are coming out, and also maybe a little bit about merchandise next week. I want to talk about that because it's coming up to Christmas.
Yes.
And you might want to buy some prezzies for people. So,
indeedy. I'm making sure that I talk quite loud because the microphone's down now. I hope that everybody can hear.
I've got a big gob, everybody can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, that is all for this week. We've been going on for 50 minutes. We always say it's going to be half an hour, and then we waffle on a bit.
Sorry.
But I hope you've enjoyed that. It's just all about seeing you on the other side of that camera. And I don't know if I turned on the comments because there haven't been any come through, and maybe you just don't feel like talking tonight, or maybe I forgot to turn on the chat. Sorry about that. Anyway, leave some comments below, and we can talk to you afterwards. And
if there's anything you want us to talk about in the next live chat, please let us know. And as we've said, any questions we're happy to answer. We want to be talking next week. I also want to be talking to you about the New Year weight loss plan that we've got sorted. I've managed to acquire a new qualification, which now means that I will be able to, as of next week, I will be able to do health and welfare plans and nutrition plans for people who want to do keto and fasting.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So that is good, and it's coming up to Liz's birthday in a couple of weeks.
2
so
weeks.
We're going to be celebrating that too on the live stream in 2 weeks' time. There we go.
What should we do for them?
Let's have a think. Send us your suggestions.
Do a conga.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. And don't forget to find us on under Liz and Skatz on Facebook,
and Liz and Skatz also on Instagram. We've also got the shop, Liz Skatz shop, and also Keto Bonito shop is on Teespring, so please feel free to go and have a look. All the links will be down below.
Yeah, absolutely. So peace and love.
Nice to see you,
and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.